In this video, we are going to identify the type of triangle from the array of length 3. Hello, I am Jagan from growwithdata. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in Python language with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Let's see a sample input data and we can talk about the question in detail. So we are given an array of length 3. Here all the elements are same, 3, 3 and 3. So basically your triangle is called equilateral if it has all the sides of equal length. The triangle is called isosceles if two sides are equal. Then scalene if all the three sides are different. But there's a basic condition saying that if sum of the two sides should be greater than the third one, right? So that's a basic for a triangle. Other than that, if you want to see what type of triangle it is, then we have to check how about the sides, right? So that is the basic thing we have to do for this exercise. Okay, let's see a couple more examples and then we can proceed with our coding part. So here if you see all three are equal, so it's a equilateral. So if you see this, all three are different, but if you 3 plus 4 is 9 which is greater than 5, and 4 plus 5 is 9 which is greater than 3, and 5 plus 3 is 8 which is greater than 4, right? So sum of the two sides is greater than the third side. So it's called a scalene triangle. And if you see this, two sides are equal, so it should be isosceles, right? But if you add 8 plus 4, 12 which is greater than 4. 4 plus 4, 8 which is not greater than 8. So it can't make a triangle. So we have to return the value as none, right? So we have to first figure out the sum of two sides should be greater than 1. That's the key thing. And then we have to see whether all the three sides are same or two sides are same and then three sides are different, right? We have to find that criteria. Okay, let's keep this in mind. Let's start our coding part. Let's take the equilateral triangle for our sample and we create our function grow with data. The input is nums. So first what you should see, if nums of 0 which is the first element plus nums of 1 which is the second element should be greater than nums nums of 2, right? So the basic one. So you add the element 1 and 2 and see if it's greater than third, and then you have to look for the other options also. You can just copy this and see nums 1 plus 2 should be greater than 0 and 2 and 0 should be greater than 1, right? If all the three conditions satisfies, then we have to look for what type of triangle it is. So if say if nums of 0 equal to nums of 1 and nums of 1 equal to nums of 2. So if nums of 0 equal to nums of 1 and nums of 1 equal to nums of 2, that means nums of 0 equal to nums of 2, right? My friend's friend is my friend, kind of thing. So we say return equilateral, right? Because all the three sides are the same. Else if nums of 0 equal to nums of 1, the second case. So any two sides should be same. So 0 and 1, 1 and 2 or 2 and 0. Any two sides, if it's same, then isosceles. If not, we just say it's a scalene. Okay. There should be a different name we are taught in a school, but I just see this, so we follow this name. Okay. So if sum of two sides is not greater than the third side, then it's not going to be a triangle, right? So we just return none. So it's a very simple if condition. We are not doing any big calculations. So we do this, it's a equilateral. Let's try the second one. Scalene. Third one, because 4 plus 4 is not greater than 8. So we return none. So it's a very basic if condition. But the key takeaway here is, how will you write these kind of simple logic into a attractive code, or just to impress the interviewer, how can you improvise your code? For example, you take this nums equal to 3, 3 and 3, right? So how will you know all the three sides are same? When you say set of nums, what will happen? Set will find the distinct value of it. And if you are given an array and if you do a set, that means all the duplicates will be removed and the set will get only the distinct values. So if all the three sides are same, right? num0, num1, num2. If all the three sides are same, that means if you check the value, right? If you check the distinct value of it, it should be 1, right? The length of the set should be 1. So we are going to do that part here. We just do set of nums. Set of nums is going to be only 1. So we just going to find the length of that set equal to 1. Then it's equilateral. And if you go with the second example, you can say 3 and 4, right? If there are two sides are same and one is odd, right? That means the set is going to create two elements. The distinct will take out of two threes, it take 1 3 and then the next element row. The length of the set is going to be 2 if both the two sides are equal and one side is not, right? So our isosceles is going to be the same property, but it should be a length of 2, right? If you run this, you get the same condition. Let's have some multiple conditions and we can try it instead of giving it 1, right? So all the three are same, equilateral, 3, 4, 5, all different, and then this is not satisfying the triangle basic condition. So when you run this, it's pass. So instead of going with multiple conditions, we just replace that with a simple set function, right? It looks simple. Now you come to this point. So we are checking 0 and 1 greater than 2, and then we do all the combinations, right? For example, if you see this nums equal to 3, 4 and 5, right? You can go here. So 3, 4 and 5. If you say sorted of nums, it's already sorted, but still, if you sort from the smaller number to the greater number, if the sum of the first two small numbers like 4 plus 3, if it's greater than 5, then that means all the other combinations should be greater than the third, right? Because the two smallest itself is greater than the third number. Then if you do the greatest number, then it should be greater than the smallest ones, right? So 3 plus 4 is 5. Say 3 plus 4 is greater than 5. So 4 plus 5 should be greater than the smaller one, right? So we don't have to consider all these conditions. Instead, we can simply check a simple way. We say we remove all this, okay? We just sort the nums, right? And then you take the first two elements. Let's do the operation here and check how it works, okay? So sorted, for example, you say 3, 5 and 4, right? When you run this, it becomes 3, 4 and 5. It will be sorted. And then if you want to take the first two elements, it's 3 and 4, right? And then if you want to get the max of nums, that means the third element will be the max, right? So what we say is the sorted nums of first two, the smaller ones, right, should be greater than the max of nums. So we just say greater than max of nums list okay, so sum of, right, we sorted, but we have to do the sum of. So we are comparing the list with the number, it's throwing an error. So we just say sum of the sorted ones. So if you put 8, 4, 4, it's not, right, because 4 plus 4 is 8, which is not greater than, it's greater than equal to, right? So this is not going to satisfy. So instead of going with, let's copy this, I'm lazy to type again. So instead of going with the longer version of it, we simply say the sum of the sorted nums of the first two elements should be greater than the max element, right? So if that is the case, then it's a good triangle. It's a triangle. It can be a triangle, right? And then we can go with the different types of triangle, right? Great. So instead of going with this long 3 AND conditions, we simply replace that with the small logical condition, right? So from here, this big code, we just shrunk the code to a very basic condition. So what if you try writing in a single line of code? Instead of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 line of code, how about we write that in a single line of code? Let's see. Let's copy this and go to the next part of it. So we do the if condition, right? Let's keep the condition like this, right? So we just say return, first condition is if this condition, right? So we just change a little bit. If this one is less than or equal to, that means if it's not a triangle, then what should you do? You just return none, right? So if that condition satisfies this, we are returning this. Then if not, right, else we just have the flag. If the length of the nums is equal to 1, if equal to 1, then we do the equilateral part. Else isosceles, which is the length should be equal to 2, then it's isosceles. If nothing works, then we simply say else scalene, right? So we put in all the if conditions and the else condition into one line of code and it works. So if you want to break this if condition, first you check if the sorted first two elements is less than or equal to max, then you return null. If not, you go for the else part of it. Else, if it's an equilateral triangle, the length of the set nums is 1, then equilateral. If not, if the length is equal to 2, then isosceles. If not, scalene, right? So we just finish that in a single line of code. If you can understand the flow of the if else condition in a single line, it will be great when you do this in a interview part of it. Just to make sure you know where to put in the condition and where to put in the output value. So from here, with all the long conditions, we just move that to a set function and then a basic algorithm to find the sum of 2 is greater than the third max, and then we did that in a single line of code. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.